Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the iceHQ Ice Rink in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, on Warrangai traditional land. I'm Carl Brewer, and joining me tonight once again is Anton Goss for round one of the Pro Summer League 2023 here at iceHQ. Anton Goss, we've got a great game tonight. The first round between the CCM Dogs, last year's undefeated champions, and the Snipers, who are nipping at the heels towards the end of the season. It's going to be a cracker, Gossy. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, nothing better than starting off the way we finished, and boy, was it a good round. I mean, the Dogs were way too good last year, going undefeated, and they brought back, most of their squad, and they'll be nipping at the heels. They got two new goalies that both want to win. But the Snipers, they improved week on week last year. They brought back a lot of their players, but they're buoyed by a couple new additions. Notably, a couple of the young guys that they brought in as well, Spencer Nave, as well as coming over from the kennel, Alex Koenig, now on the Snipers. So it'll be interesting to see what Koenig does against his old team.
It certainly will. Well, the Dogs this season, there's one really significant change for them, and it's a change in roles. If you're not aware, Jamie Burke was injured in game 2 of round 1 of the Pacific League last winter, and so he's coaching the Dogs this season, as opposed to being the escape route out the back for the beautiful silky hands of Adam Najasov to pass to. So that's going to change the complexion of how that team plays. Berkey was one of the best, highest goal scorers last season. This season he's going to have to contend with some pretty serious defence and some pretty serious competition, and he'll be sitting on the bench calling the shots. We know he's pretty cunning and he's pretty cagey, and he's picked himself an excellent team. But how's he going to go against Liam Webster's boys? Well,
the player on the Dogs that looks to benefit the most is Byron Tashuma. He's a silky player himself. He's led the beer league here in the A division many times in scoring, and he's moving up into that spot up on the top line with Ruddle and Berjasov, who formed one of the most deadliest lines last year, along with Jamie Burke. Every time they were on the ice, there was no team really that had an answer for them.
Well, they've got another interesting change too in their lineup tonight for the Dogs. The astute will know that Kahu Joyce normally plays defence, and he was a member of the New Zealand national team that played not that long ago here in a national game against Australia only a couple of months ago. And he's normally a defensive player, a very aggressive and very astute defensive player, very fine-tuned with his game. He's actually playing wing tonight, and that'll make things quite interesting.
Yeah, he's a quick player. You always talk about his ability to go up and down the ice. He likes to play dirty and hard in the corners in his own end. I foresee him going up, forechecking, laying the body, getting into those areas. But the other player as well that's moved up to forward that normally plays on the backside is Troy Robertson, right? He's going to be playing center on the second line, if you want to call it there, with Justin Dixon and Corey Stringer this evening.
Yep. Well, they're going to have to contend with the iron wall of Michael McMahon and Lockie Sincotta. We saw last season Lockie Sincotta had a real breakout season. He started off a little bit shaky. He had a lot of talent, but he wasn't as disciplined as perhaps he needed to be. And it wasn't until he paired up with McMahon about a third of the way through the season that he really came out of his skin, and we saw some fantastic play from him. And we've seen Michael McMahon here own this ring. In a Ducks game not that long ago, he actually checked a player so hard into the boards that it actually shut down our server and took us offline for about 3 minutes. Shut down the entire system. You could feel that hit from New Zealand. A big hit in Christchurch. They thought it was an earthquake, but it was McMahon owning the board. So he brings the physicality, and him and also Liam Webster for the Snipers. That's I got to say, Gossy, I was going to bet on someone.
Yeah, I mean, we're just looking at pure numbers alone. We got the Dogs out here with a full lineup, looking absolutely big, bad in those black jerseys, and no bigger or badder than Ryan Bennett there stretching in front of the bench. He loves to lay the body, and with only a short bench here for the Snipers, I believe they're looking at nine skaters this evening. It's going to take everything that they've got to beat the CCM Reservoir Dogs for the first time here in this competition on ice.
Well, it could be a real third period ding-dong game. I think you'll see with that case, with the Snipers, first period they'll be very good. Second period, if they can get a good lead early on, they give themselves a chance. It's going to be critical for them, because fatigue will play a huge part in the third period when the sheer weight of numbers of the Dogs will wear them down. Or the Snipers just a little bit short, but they do have some absolute quality players. Looking for Michael McMahon on the ice at the moment. I'm not sure that I've actually seen him, but I'd be surprised if he wasn't here. Have you seen him, Gossy?
No, I haven't seen him here. As I said, they're on a much lighter bench this evening. It looks like they'll be missing missing their star defender.
Yeah, too. There's a turn up for the Books.
Which will be a bit tough there. But I think it'll be good. They still got their experience. They've got Kieran Brown filling in as well for Tommy Forrest, who's out for 2 weeks here. And it looks like here on for the Dogs, we're going to be having both goalies here tonight. Just warming up right now is Chase Miller, who played inline when the PHL was an inline competition. He actually played for the Inferno, and he's super pumped to be back playing here at iceHQ. And he'll be playing in net there with Austin Lefkowitz, so I believe we'll be getting a start this evening.
Also, too, if you're watching this on the live stream and you're not aware of it, this is a full contact division. This is not playing a restricted contact. This is a full contact game. So watch for the physicality. This is where it's a different game. If you play hockey, and even at a high level, if you haven't played full contact, it is a different game. In particular, it affects how you carry the puck. You've got to be confident to carry the puck in a full contact game because you become a bit of a target. It also makes a particular deal for defensive players who go in deep to dig out a puck from the corner. If a forward dumps the puck down and the D has to go and get it, one of the reasons why defensive players tend to be bigger is not necessarily because they're the ones who lay the big hits. It's more that they have to be able to go back and take a hit to get the puck. And what you'd be looking for here in particular, I think, with the Dogs, is players like Trevor Leo is particularly good at avoiding those hits and getting a nice clean puck out. And he'll be a key player, I think, for the Dogs in the second and the third period. He's had a really good off-season, done a lot of training. He's pretty fit. And he is. I think for my money, he's probably the best skater that you'll see here at this Trevor Leo. He's a beautiful skater. Fantastic on his feet.
Definitely. Looking at the Snipers lineup as well, the one thing that Liam would be happy with his captain there is he's got quite a few of the young kids here tonight. And by the looks of it, there's going to be plenty of ice time. So players like Spencer Nave, who's up from the Junior Summer League, playing here now in the Pro Summer League here. He's there on the ice. They've got Josh Van Douwen as well, Logan Gallagher. They're going to need the legs of these young stars if they're going to beat the Dogs tonight.
We'll be hoping that Paul Lazzarotto can keep up. He's a very powerful forward, but interesting to see. He looks a lot fitter this season than he was last season. Looks like he's done a bit of work over the off-season and got himself in good condition. Last season he was just a little bit off on his fitness. Showed a lot of promise, but didn't really quite delivered on what he should have been capable of. I think Lazzarotto will be a bit of an impact player too for the Snipers, and he's definitely here this evening, and he's going to get a lot of time. We'll be getting this game underway very shortly.
So what do you think, Coach Kyle? You got Jamie Burke there. He's about to address his players first time as a coach opposed to a captain. What do you think he's going to be telling those doggies?
Well, I think he'll be concentrating on the basics. Get it right, play physical, make sure the other team is aware of your presence. They won't be used to full contact. It's been a while since they've played. And take them up a bit first and be aware of that early rush. I think the Dogs need to own the first period, and the Snipers, that's going to be the big chance. So the Dogs will know that the Snipers will have to come at them pretty hard, so they need to be right on their A game right from the top of the puck. Looking
over on the Snipers bench, I think, as the team or coach, there's Liam pumping them up, just reminding them some of the best wins ever in hockey come when you're on a short bench.
They certainly do.
Forces you to stay in the game, right? You're rolling lines. You can't do anything silly, and often that translates into some good opportunities. The question will be is what happens in the third period when they start to be huffing and puffing for the first time back for many of these players.
Well, we're about to get underway, and we've got Trevor Leo and who's backing up there for Jackie Carpenter for the Dogs and starting deep pair, which is an excellent deep pair to start with. So I think Berkey's realised that the Snipers are going to come at like a bull at a gate as soon as the puck is dropped.
And it looks like here we are starting face-off. Here is Justin Dixon through the middle with Robertson and Stringer on the wings. And they're backed up there by Carps and Leo for the Dogs, and Austin Lefkowitz back in net. And there for the Snipers, it's Paul Lazzarotto out there with Cy Lake and Alex Koenig against his old team. There with Brendan Connors and Laki Sinkata there on the back, and we're underway here for the Pro Summer League. Captain Carps sends it over there to Leo, up to Stringer. Puck loose there by Dixon, and Stringer's going to come out with it, and he comes in there over the blue line. Nice little poke check there by Lazzarotto to separate that, and Josh Van Douwen sends that up the half wall. Puck goes down across into the far corner there, picked up by Connors. He's going to reverse that over to his D partner, and he's going to send it right back where it came. high puck now comes out to the neutral zone and just skips past Captain Carps there. So here's Jack Carpenter now behind the net, passes it over to Leo. He sends that up there on the half wall. Reverse by Jasov, and that's the first touch of the puck there by Austin Lefkowitz here in the Pro Summer League at iceHQ. The doggies now through the center. Carpenter over to Jasov. Silky hands in, takes it. Nice little move, but intercepted there by Subert. Subert sends it up, looking for Gallagher, but that's intercepted by Ruddle, who'll send it deep and go chase. Subert collects there for the Snipers and rims it around, but that's not going to get out as that's kept in by Bennett. Looking for Tashuma, not able to find him, and that's Subert now who will send it high, wide, and to the point. Kept in by Minson, sent in deep. Here's Tashuma, nice little move, backhand over to Jasov, but a nice poke check there by Sinkata, and here come the Snipers. Liam Webster here on the left, goes in, shot! Nice save there by Austin Lefkowitz. Puck now here on the half wall, battled here. We have Brendan Connors here, or Lucas Subert on the point looking for it, but the puck's fought back below, and we're going to have a penalty there for high sticking. And
nice
that's
little
good.
play there by Justin.
So that's Casey Minson coming out for high sticking, and he doesn't believe it. But the power play here for the Snipers, who will need every advantage they have, and they're going to come out with young Spencer Nave, Logan Gallagher, and the big face-off man Liam Webster here to take it now. So Liam battles there. That's actually won there by Kahu Joyce, but a nice skate there by Gallagher to collect it. He sends that back to the point for Connors. Puck goes in deep, little chip, and there's Maxim Asafia. Still here with the Snipers, just chipped into the corner, but Kahu will get there first. Can't get it out, as that's Connors. Sends it over to Webster. Webster with the shot, save, Lefkowitz, puck's loose, and that goes wide. Spencer Nave circles it up onto the half wall for Webster. So Webster here on the half wall, looking, sends it over there for Connors. Connors with a slap shot, saved by Lefkowitz, and that deflects high and into the netting. And the Snipers looking to snipe here on the power play.
It's a beautiful cross-ice pass there by Webster across to Connors, who got that shot in really deep, looking for the 5-hole on the CC, on the goalies. On the Dogs goalie there, and pretty close to getting through. It was a good shot, right? It was definitely the right choice.
That's for sure. So face-off won again here by the Snipers, but out was Corey Stringer, but not able to break up deep. But Jack Carpenter will be able to collect it and not get it out. That was deflected down by Lazzarato, but Carpenter collected it and smooth, silky skates away. And here he comes into the neutral zone, over the blue line, winds up, takes a shot, and that goes wide. In there will be Dixon, who chips it deep. He's battling hard there, but Connors does a nice job to just shepherd him out of the way and allow Koenig to collect the puck. Nice little stretch pass looking for Lazzarato, but just missed him. That'll allow Carpenter to collect it, skate it over, wind up, and he's just going to take that deep there into the corner to kill off a few more minutes there.
Just under 30 seconds to go now on the power play for the Snipers. Just, no stop time on this, so this changeover is running lockdown for them. They'll have about 10 seconds to go on the drop of the puck before Bennett gets himself straight back out on the rink and prepare for mayhem.
So face-off here, battles on the half wall, curled back there by Sinkata. Sent behind the net, picked up by Sinkata again, up on the half wall there to Subert. Subert chips up, nice little kick there by Gallagher, and here comes Sinkata with a shot, and a nice stick save there by Lefkowitz, and sends that into the netting for a face-off to allow Coach Berkey to get his lineup back in order.
So Lefkowitz there showing the advantage of his experience, just by deflecting the puck up into the netting. Gets him a stoppage, allows them to get reorganised. They just finished that penalty kill. They want a little bit of time to get the lines all sorted out.
For those goalies just starting out, or even those ones playing, rebound control is so important. And sometimes just being able to send that out of play, helps your team immensely. But face-off here, won by the Snipers. And that's Gallagher looking in front and just missed Spencer Nave. And here comes Tashuma. So Tashuma with speed, taking it on the right wing, winds up, and just blocked there by the veteran Liam Webster, who reverses it, looking for Subert. But the Dogs collected with Ruddle, back to Minson with a bouncing shot, intercepted there by Webster. So here comes Webster, he's got Nave, but Nave's going to the bench, so he's in all alone by himself. 1-on-3, nice little move. Oh, nice job there by Webster, and he still has the puck 1-on-4. Finds his player who just came off the bench, and that was Koenig, looking deep for Van Douwen, but intercepted and knocked up there was Verjasov, and no penalty. Over to Tashuma. Tashuma with the shot, saved by Brown.
Some spectacular play there by Webster, showing all of his class and form. He's a former national captain of the Australian team, and you can see why there. He had 4-on-1. And the attempt would have been to dump the puck into the corner and off, but he managed to keep the Dogs under pressure for an extra 10 seconds.
Yeah, the poise as well to be able to corral that and wait for his team to change. That's going to be also important here for the Snipers. But there's a nice little move there by Connors, looking up off the skate of a doggy right on net to Lefkowitz. And here's young Maxim Astafiev behind. He sends that up the wall, looking for Lockie Walls, and that's Kahu Joyce with it now. It's stuck in his skates, and he's getting battled hard by Koenig, but Kahu comes up with it, and that gets back to young Maxim Astafiev. So Astafiev here now, behind the net, reverses it, looking for Campbell there, and Sean Campbell's going to whip that around for Walls. So Walls battling with Van Douwen. Van Douwen loses it, gets it up to the point, and out by Fisher. So battled here by Fisher, picked up here by Campbell, who sends it deep for deep into the Sniper zone.
That one counts as a shot, although it was a little bit of a dribble, but sometimes they go in. And have a nice. If you're not familiar with the rule for icing, this is not beer league rules, and the beer league rules here at iceHQ have actually changed in the last month, and we're still trying to get our heads around what the new rule is, but it's now a hybrid of the hybrid. We're playing hybrid icing rules, so the team's required to come back to the face-off circle, and the defending team not allowed to change.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to keep an eye on this one, right? Snipers with a short bench. They're going to be, hoping not to have too many icings and keep those tired players out. So here are the Dogs. That was Trevor Leo getting it deep there, but Connors collects for the Snipers. He sends it up on the half wall. Nice little chip, gets it over to Nave, but he's not able to corral that. And a nice little spin move by Jack Carpenter with the finesse. Sends that deep there for Justin Dixon to collect. So Dixon behind the net, battling with Connors, gets it over, shot, save there. That was a nice play out to the slot there for Robertson, and that gets back to Carpenter. Shot now, goalie's out, and Connors will just have to keep that there deep into the corner. Puck comes up here on the half wall, gets out, nice little kick there by Spencer Nave. Can only get it as far as the Dogs defender and Leo. Stringer was looking over for Robertson, but that's intercepted by Lockie Sincata, who ended the season so strongly last year for the Snipers. Cuts it in front, pops out for Webster. Webster, nice little move, shot, blocked there by Stringer. Comes out, Sincata finds Suber, walks in with the slapper, looking for a deflection, but out with it is Vadim Verjasov, who curls away from Logan Gallagher. Still with it, Verjasov being chased by Gallagher, turns back once more and reverses it into the corner for Jack Carpenter there. So Jack Carpenter now finds Verjasov, just misses him, and in there is Alex Koenig against his old teammate. So Koenig looking for Gallagher, but it pops out there for Leo, who sends it on the half wall for Tashuma. Ruddle now with it over the blue line. Ruddle stops up, winds, shot, saved by Brown. Tashuma with it now. He's got Bennett on the point, and he finds him. Bennett over to Minson. Minson winds, shot, deflection, but that just goes wide. Tashuma now sends it right back to Bennett. He's being watched there by Gallagher. Tashuma will send that deep, but Lockie Sincata is there to collect for the Snipers, who sends it up on the point and chipped out there by Gallagher, and the Snipers will be going for a change, and that's two tired players there in Webster and Gallagher.
They certainly haven't put in a lot of work. They'll have the heart rates way up in the high 180s or more, I reckon, those boys.
So here's Fisher now, curling behind the net, wraps around, saved there by Brown. With it here is Connors, who's been controlling the puck nicely there for the Snipers, but intercepted, but only momentarily. And here comes the former Dog and Alex Koenig. Over the blue line, drops it there for Van Douwen, who finds Koenig, and he takes that behind the net. Blocked there by Astafiev, who finds Lockie Walls and sends that up for Campbell, who gets hit hard by Sincata, who can't find Lazzarato. And here's Maxim Astafiev, who will get it out, but no. Koenig, nice job there, finds Lazzarato. He's got no one, so he'll just throw that on, and that's squeaked out to the side there of Lefkowitz, but the Dogs aren't able to get that one out. So
a little bit of physicality starting to happen now. They hit by Sincata, just reminding the guys that this is a full contact division.
The Snipers, are playing really well. They're controlling the play nicely once they get the puck deep and not allowing the Dogs with the rush. Shots now 5-4, fairly even, but you would argue that some of the better opportunities have been here from the Snipers. And here's Nave, not able to get a shot, but he's got there Subert. Nave finds him, shot on, weak though, and collected there by Walls. So here's Lockie Walls looking for the pass, intercepted there by Gallagher. So here's Logan Gallagher, just had to dodge his own man and forced to send that deep, and they'll go for a change.
Typical skill play there by Gallagher. He had another breakout season last year, and you've really seen him improve. There's any evidence of that now.
So here's Kahu Joyce now skating with it through the neutral zone. Looks across over for Robertson. In with a shot, blocked by the sniper defender, but he finds it there in the corner. So Robertson now behind the net, finds Kahu Joyce, and Gretzky's off, is looking for the Michigan, and he scores! Kahu Joyce puts on a show, and he puts that top shelf after picking the puck up from behind the net. Is that not exciting or what, Carl?
I've never seen that here. That's an amazing thing. You could never say that Kahu's not an entertainer. By goal, it's a spectacular goal. I don't think anyone expected that to be done here. Purist might scowl on it, but you know what? A goal's a goal.
Look at Coach Berkey tapping him on the back. What a showman. He said he needed Kahu on the team
he certainly
for what he brings to the crowd. And his fans here would be super excited with that absolute stunner that he just scored. Well done, Kahu. So here's Stringer corralling it now back to Carpenter, and the temperature's just gone up a little bit here in the press box. I think I'm at least 2 or 3 degrees hotter than I was before. And there's a nice shot there by Dixon. It pops up, tried to bat it out there with Stringer, but Sincata collects it and finds Subert. So here's Subert now sending it in the air. No one to look for, and that's Trevor Leo collecting it there for the Dogs. Looking up for Dixon. Nice little job to try to beat Sincata, but can't find him. So here's Lockie Sincata, winds up, but stripped of the puck by Dixon. Nice job there by the young Dogs player.
Sincata just took a little bit too long on that shot. Just that temptation to try and get the perfect shot away. Sometimes you could just accept that it's not going to be perfect and just get the shot going.
So 1-0 here for the Dogs off a moment of absolute individual brilliance by Kahu Joyce. And you'd almost argue that the Snipers are unlucky to be behind by 1, but they just haven't been able to find some of those passes through the neutral zone.
Dogs' defence is getting back and owning that space in front of the slot very well indeed. They got 4 D players out there who are absolute national level players.
So here's Sincata now for the Snipers in his own zone, looks across to his D partner in Connors. Finds Webster, and here's Webster through the neutral zone, puts it to a nice place, collects, Krell shot, saved by Lefkowitz. So just like the Dogs have some individual brilliance on their side, you can't turn away from Liam Webster. We've seen many a times on this rink him just absolutely own a game and will it back to a victory.
If you give him more space in the slot, he's going to score goals. And this is another opportunity to watch his real forte. He's one of the best face-off players in the country as well. So let's see how this one goes.
So directing traffic here is Liam Webster against Verjasov, but won by Verjasov. That's Ryan Bennett who sends it behind there for Casey Minson. Minson now cycles it over, and that's Byron Tashuma with loads of space here up the right side. He finds a streaking Verjasov who takes it wide over, brings it in front, shot. Oh, and what a save, Kieran Brown, but the puck's loose, and Liam Webster just chips that out, and just enough not to have that go down for icing. So well done there by the Snipers, but a great save there by the Sniper goaltender and Kieran Brown off a brilliant move by Vadim Verjasov.
Sincata there just getting robbed. He's just trying to handle the puck a little bit too much, I think, Sincata at the moment.
So here deep in the Sniper zone is Byron Tashuma, takes that, reverses it for Verjasov. Are they going to do it again? Here we go. It's the Michigan show. Verjasov has it on his stick, sends it over looking for Tashuma, and they're not able to collect there. So
they want to be a bit careful. They don't try and get too clever because some big, strong defenseman's going to say, "You're mine, sunshine."
Well, you saw Liam Webster there take a little extra shot there on Verjasov, as Verjasov tried to say to Kahu Joyce, "Anything you can do, I can do better," but was not able to get that through to Tashuma to put into the net.
Great Webster, and he's a very determined competitor. We love him here at iceHQ. He was a great captain through last season, and an awful lot of respect from all the locals here. And I think his jersey sells very well, and for a very good reason. He's a great champion and a great leader in the sport.
So here we go, penalty here for Brendan Connors for the Snipers. So the Dogs will go on the power play for the first time this season, up 1-0.
3.5 minutes to play in the first. Dogs 1, the Snipers 0. And a very even game so far.
So here's Lazzarato facing off there against Joyce. And Kahu wins that back to Stringer. Stringer just intercepted there, and here comes Van Douwen, but Corey Stringer, you know he's got speed, and he gets back and just pushes the young Sniper man into the bench there, and out comes Kahu Joyce. But a nice little pinch there by Subert allows Lazzarato to chuck that in, and just bounces, which can sometimes handcuff a goalie, but a nice save there by Lefkowitz.
Moat's being a little bit complacent on this power play. They want to get control of it. The Snipers doing a good job of controlling it with attack.
Well, there we go. Corey Stringer, you know he's got speed. He's probably in gear 1 right now, but there's another move around. Uses his long reach and sends it back to Dixon. Lockie Walls winds up shot. Saved by Brown, but no doggy on the doorstep. That was Alex Koenig able to send that down the length of the ice.
Snipers probably making that one look easy. He had plenty of eyes on it from a long distance out.
So here's Kahu Joyce now, bringing it out. He's got a streaking Verjasov. He just trips over the blue line and allows Sinkata to send that down the length of the ice.
Those of you who are watching this who play C2, don't feel embarrassed. You're not the only ones who trip over the lines around here.
Yeah, there you go. There's a pass for Robertson. It goes all the way, but icing waved off surprisingly. So Sinkata will collect it and send that up. Just chipped out, and here comes Webster. He's one-on-one, the captains against one another, but it's Jack Carpenter who wins out, and he's still with the puck, sends it out, but only as far as Lockie Sinkata. He's got it all alone now, looking for the puck, and he just sends that down onto the stick of Troy Robertson.
30 seconds to go in the power play.
Here comes Dixon now, wearing number 23 for the Dogs. He's battling against his equal number there in Sinkata. Sinkata chips it out there over for Gallagher, who's going to send that out, but not all the way out of the zone. So Carpenter now on the right post, takes a shot deflected by Nave, high into the corner and collected there by Ruddle. Ruddle back to Robertson, over to Carpenter, winds up, shot! And that goes wide again, but finds Ruddle. So Ruddle again, reloads, sends it, shot! Oh, what a save there by Brown. There was daylight between those pads, but his stick came and just deflected that into the corner. And here's Verjasov now looking to the middle and chipped out by Webster. What a play. Out here in the box here. Connors in, a lone shot, save Lefkowitz. Out of the box on a breakaway. Brendan Connors denied by Austin Lefkowitz.
Well, we've seen the power play, the penalty by the Snipers. They did a very good job on that one. Make a lot of attacks out of that penalty kill. So great play, Snipers.
Nice little pass there, but Ruddle rings that one off the post. It just chips out, and Lazzarato now will chase in on that with Casey Minson first back for the Dogs. Minson sends it up on the half wall, chips out, and collected here by Connors. So Connors has had a great game here for the Snipers. Missed the breakaway opportunity there, but is doing very well in the defensive zone, playing plenty of minutes here for the Snipers. Puck out though, that's Campbell. Nice little pass, collected shot, and a glove save there by Kieran Brown.
With 20 seconds to go in this period, we may see one more face-off puck drop, but I think the siren's going to go before they get themselves all organised.
What a brilliant little move there by Luke Fisher, just collecting the puck and pivoting with the Mohawk there and able to get a shot on, but a great save there by the Sniper goaltender.
So we'll get just a second or two of play on the drop of the puck. Dogs with one chance to shoot.
There you go. So a puck comes out and we have a 1-0 game.
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way.
The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
So a 1-0 game here, Carl, after a first period that had plenty of action. A moment of absolute brilliance by Kahu Joyce, the first Michigan goal I've seen on the rink. And that seemed to fire up the bench. No one with a bigger smile than Jamie Burke, who gave him a pat on the back. But, after Vadim Verjasov tried the same, there was a little bit of extra energy there from the Snipers, who just didn't want to be, showboated a little bit by this Dogs
That's
team.
exactly the thing. You can make the argument that it's a bit cheeky. And the Snipers probably came back with a bit more grunt. They've got 11 shots to the Dogs to 7 to the Snipers, at the end of the first. We're about to get underway in second period.
That's for sure. Make no mistake, with a 1-0 game, the Snipers have been in it and have controlled plenty of the game so far. But the puck goes deep, and that's Stringer, who got there first for the Dogs, and he takes a shot that went wide. So the puck now battled here on the near boards, comes back here for Mitson, takes a shot into the chest of Brown. Puck comes loose, looks for Robertson, who just swung and missed it, and Koenig will battle hard there on the half wall, and in comes Dixon to support. But out with the puck is Subert, who'll send it around, but only as far as Astafiev. So here's Astafiev with a shot, a little floater that bounces into the corner, and Robertson will battle hard there with Koenig. Stringer first to it now. Started off the rush, finds Dixon, looked in front, off the stick of Koenig. He looked just for Lazzarato, but comes out there for Lockie Walls. So Walls doing a great job here in the point. He stretches in, he's looking for a pass, but Dixon couldn't find him, but it comes to Walls now, who sends that deep into the corner. Tashuma there, nice little reverse, finds Dixon. Dixon on the backhand, looks in front, curling was Astafiev, that bounces, it's loose, saved by Brown on a nice spin shot there by Tashuma, who gets up onto his feet and finds Verjasov. So great pressure here by the Dogs. Here's Verjasov, cuts through, Walls is calling for it, but Verjasov will just curl into Dogs still with the puck. Walls is calling for it, and that bounces just over his stick. And the Snipers will get a little bit of relief here as they get 3 players to the bench.
Walls have been sitting there unmarked for quite some time, and was calling for that pass. It just took the Dogs a while to get it across to him in the end. Not effective.
So Verjasov just in, but that was a great job there by Connors, who got the puck out, but only as far as Minson here. So Minson for the Dogs finds Tashuma. He's got a streaking Verjasov, who just lost the puck to Connors, and the puck comes out to the defenseman there in Bennett. So far here, in the second period, the Snipers haven't touched the puck much. It's been all Dogs. And there was a nice move by Fisher, who finds Ruddle. Ruddle now on the backhand, curls in, takes the shot, but into the breadbasket there of Kieran Brown.
And Ruddle overcooked it, ended up using the old C-grade breaks by crashing into the boards in front of the spectators. We've got a pretty much full house here at iceHQ tonight. It's fantastic. We had something like 400 odd people sign up to come along this evening. It's free to get in, but we've got an idea of how many people there are, and I can tell you the barn's full. All those stands have got people upstairs in the bar. It's a great atmosphere here this evening.
Yeah, they got ice cold drinks, and they've got the best chips in Melbourne. Right?
That's what I'm told.
Especially with your favorite peri-peri sauce on them, right? So here's Fisher turning, finds Campbell, but that just hit the skate of Joyce, and it comes out, but a nice save there by Kieran Brown, who pushed from right to left to deny the Dogs a second goal.
In position there, because that was a shot to a lot of traffic. You didn't see it coming.
There you go. So Leo sends that deep, and here's Brendan Connors, who he said his name a lot tonight. He was looking there for Gallagher, but intercepted by Carpenter. But now here's Webster. So the captain sends it over to Webster, who breaks in, takes a shot, and just sends that wide. And here kept in nicely by Sincata, but only out to Leo, who does a nice one-touch pass to Campbell. He's in, and he's got Fisher, who leaves it for him. Fisher now cut there by Gallagher. Fisher with the shot, and that goes high and wide, but able to be collected there by Campbell. He reverses it over to the far corner, and Jack Carpenter pinches well to keep that away from the young Spencer Nave. Here's Fisher now battling hard with Sincata, finds Carpenter, who sends it in deflection there by Campbell, but that just went wide. But in goes Kahu Joyce. He's got Leo at the point, but he's battling hard there with Sincata. Sincata doing a great job to separate Kahu from the puck, and in comes his captain to help him out, and Webster looks over there for Spencer Nave. Nave now up to Gallagher, in over the blue line, cuts to the middle, takes a shot, and a save there by Lefkowitz. So that's the first piece of rubber that Lefkowitz seen this period. I can tell you as a goalie, you actually want to see some. There's nothing worse than.
Otherwise, you get a bit complacent, a bit cold and stiff. But some great play there in the corner. Sincata really starting to improve in the second period. He was a little bit flat in the first one, but he's picked it up in the second.
There we go. So face-off won there by the Lockie Walls now sending Robertson. He sends it up and intercepted here by Sincata. And he'll send that through. Lazzarato looking there for Koenig, but intercepted by Walls, and he has a little bit of space. Here comes Walls over the blue line, turns, curl shot, saved by Brown.
Brown made that one look easy. Of course, it's not. It was a good glove save down low. A good shot from. It's an awkward one to save that because it's just above the pad and just below your glove, and You're a goalie, Goss, so you can tell us all about it. They're the tricky ones.
For sure, and I've had the pleasure of actually playing with Lockie Walls a few times here in the A Division in Beer League, and he can shoot the puck. I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't score a few this season.
He's just done the same thing.
Nice save there by Brown.
So Brown's having a pretty good evening so far. He's had a lot of work. 19 shots on him for just the 1 goal.
That's for sure. Here we go. So face off by Koenig on Dixon. Koenig wins it back. There for the Snipers. Bert just dropped there smartly for Connors, but he's being forechecked hard there by both Dixon and Robertson, but found Koenig, who reverses it again for Van Douwen. So great job here by the Snipers, just finding some space as they try to break the forecheck here by the imagine will be told to just roll lines and skate hard on the short bench of the Snipers.
If they can keep that intensity up again, it's the third period that things could change quite radically. But Snipers doing a good job so far of matching the intensity that they need.
There we go. So there's Robertson just curling, and he was looking for Stringer, and that will be called for icing as it just got there before the Sniper defenseman.
Good little opportunity now for the Snipers. The Dogs can't get a change. They will have to stay on, so slightly more tired legs, whereas the Snipers can change if they want. Not the biggest bench, but they can get slightly fresher legs out and give them a chance. Looks like they've got Webster.
I will say, even there with the Dogs, Corey Stringer, his
That's
stride
true.
is equal to 3 strides of another player. So, even tired legs with him should be fine. But a face-off by Webster. Shot in and just gloved there by Lefkowitz will allow any tired bodies to get off the ice, and we'll see a 5-man change.
See that straight away, they're taking advantage of that. They did want to get off. They've been out for a little while. That change certainly helped. But Webster with a beautiful face-off win. He's so consistent at winning the face-offs that matter, and he'll try and do this again as he face-offs against Virjasov.
So here we go, Virjasov versus Webster. Won by Virjasov forward, sends it over to the half wall. Intercepted there, Cave. He was looking to get it back to Sincata, but that was intercepted by Tashuma. And here he comes. It's a 2-on-1. Byron Tashuma winds up, but a great job there by Gallagher to pick his pocket, but it comes out for Ruddle. Shot, save Brown. Puck's loose, and Brown gets the oven mitts on it. So Byron Tashuma in on a 2-on-1 with Ryan Ruddle, but Logan Gallagher gets back only for the puck to squirt back out to Ruddle, and a big save there by Kieran.
A desperate play there by Gallagher, so really he kept the Snipers in that one.
Yeah, great back check. Got to keep those legs moving no matter what, right, Carl?
Yep.
So here comes Sincata, who chips that forward, and chasing there is Spencer Nave. But Bennett will get there first, and he'll send that around to Casey Minson, who will reverse that right back for where it came. Sincata sends it deflected by Nave. That's into the corner. Curling there is Gallagher. He's being battled there by Bennett, but Gallagher comes out with it. So here's Logan Gallagher back to Sincata. Winds, shot, blocked by Tashuma, and what looked like it could have been a little bit of a race ended up being Subert just casually getting back there first. So here's Sincata now, just a nice little backhand over to Subert, who's looking over for Koenig, but that hit the knee there for Jasov.
I think Jamie Burke could be a little bit disturbed. The Dogs let Liam Webster float around in the high slot position for quite some time there in that last little break.
Here he is, so Liam Webster curls in, wine shot, saved by Lefkowitz, and Liam Webster falls down, puck comes out, stick lifted by Ruddle, finds Virjasov, and here comes the speed of Virjasov looking over for Tashuma. Tashuma now, nice little toe drag, sends it, oh! Just missed the stick of Virjasov, and that's squeezed into the corner, and that's reversed now in front. Oh, and Ryan Ruddle just couldn't get enough on that one as that went wide, but intercepted by Leo. Leo shot through, save Virjasov, shot, save! What a save! Absolute desperation, robbing the Dogs' goal scorer, and that's Leo now finding Virjasov. So Virjasov with it still after a great save by Brown, finds Ruddle, sends that back over to Carpenter with a shot, for a deflection, but that just was a little high and a little wide.
I reckon if I was Trevor Leo there, I'd be feeling a bit robbed of an assist.
Yeah.
Set up that fantastic opportunity for Jasov, just not quite able to finish it.
An absolute desperation save by Brown as Jasov did the right thing, and look at the patience here on the replay. Gets the puck, fakes the first shot, gets around, and just the outstretched glove, and then the rebound off the side of the net. Kieran Brown doing his best Mikey James impression from last season. What a save, my man.
And now every goalie will admit in the quietness of the middle of the night that half the time they're flailing around and just hoping. And he was flailing around, he was hoping they're Gossy, but he got in the way of it.
No, mate, that's all skill. All skill, all the time. You don't give goalies enough credit. Face-off won there by Webster, and that's Connors now with it in the left-hand corner. sends it out, and that just bounces off and over the stick of Astafiev, and he's being battled there by Spencer Nave, but a nice little pivot there by Astafiev, gets away from Nave, and Wall's just not able to get that one out, as the snipers are now able to get that deep, and Nave will battle hard there up against Joyce.
This is the defensive line that the snipers are possibly going to have their best chance against.
Yeah, so the Dogs here, they've had a lot of pressure, but they'd be thinking they should probably have one or two more. They'd be a little nervous with only the 1-goal lead here, and that just bounces off the skate there of Spencer Nave, and you heard the coaches from the Doggies bench yelling. That's going to be a 6-on, too many men penalty for the Snipers, as Spencer Nave was trying to get off the ice, and the puck just rimmed around and hit his skate.
They want a shorty then, if that's the case. We'll see how they go. It's pretty entertaining there for the Dogs. They'll be happy. But the old too many men penalty is one that is kind of an unforgivable one, really. It's a controllable. It should never really happen.
I will say that's a tough one. He was already one leg over, but he's just too tall of a man. His skate is still on the ice. But Carpy will be relishing this, an opportunity to maybe let rip a bomb here from the point. But the puck squirts out there.
We did see the last penalty kill by the Snipers result in quite a good few attacking opportunities. It's quite often the case that teams do get a little bit complacent on the power play.
Yeah, but Vadim Verjasov will feel like he's owed a goal, and here he comes over the blue line. Verjasov with it shot, just wide, but that's gonna be okay for the Doggies, as Dixon's gonna walk the line here. He's got Carpenter, finds him. Carpenter walks in now, winds up, down low, Ruddle shot, deflection, save. Again now here is Ruddle, so he has it in the corner. Two great saves there by Kieran Brown, and here comes Lazzarato in over the blue line, but the Dogs back check well, and in the end a shot that just got deflected wide, and the Doggies will look to reset. But there's Van Dalen with a shot that was through a little bit of traffic. I'm not sure Leftowitz completely saw that one. But the puck now with Lazzarato. So Lazzarato here takes it behind, doing well to kill off some time for the Dogs' power play. But Verjasov now with it finds Ruddle. So here's Ruddle one-on-one, just chips it past Sincata, and Ruddle's in. So Ruddle on the off wing, curls in shot, just wide.
Beautiful save there by Knight.
That's for sure, Carl, and the puck comes out. You know, we'd almost say the equal amount of opportunities for Snipers and Dogs so far here, just halfway through the power play.
Can't give you the time on the power play at the moment.
So here's Walls over to Verjasov's shot. That's wide, and Verjasov's just dumped there in front by Sincata, and the puck now comes out into the neutral zone.
So Sincata there really showing his maturity in terms of how he's improved. Last season he would have been a little bit intimidated there by Verjasov, but this time around he wasn't getting pushed around at all. Very in your face.
So here's Captain Carpy looking over there for Fisher, who was just being watched by Webster, and Fisher now looks over for Tashuma, but that just goes wide, and Subert's able to get there, but he's forechecked well there by Tashuma. Webster now gets it, stretch pass.
Yeah, good penalty kill by the Snipers, that's all over.
That will be
5 minutes to go. That's the conclusion of the Snipers penalty, and they did it pretty well. They got a few opportunities out of it. So they've had two penalties now that they've killed very well indeed, and managed to make quite a few short-handed opportunities out of it. The Dogs not able to capitalise so far, and they've been caught on a few breaks.
The Snipers have been having one hell of a match by quite a few of their players. I mean, they only have 9, so every single one of them are doing an absolute great job. But Liam Webster, Lockie Sincata, Brendan Connors, Logan Gallagher, and Alex Koenig, just to name a few, have been just battling hard and forechecking, giving all that they can out on the ice. And here's Logan Gallagher now curling in the corner, being watched by 2 Dogs players, and Ryan Bennett has it now, and just chips it too far for Fisher, allowing Connors to walk the line. He takes a shot, deflected off the toe there of Minson, who sent it out looking for Joyce, but that was intercepted by Webster. Back now for Webster, wine shot, scores! Liam Webster, as he so often does from the top of the dot, tickles the twine, and we've got a 1-1 hockey game here in round 1.
Liam has been threatening to do that all game. He's been getting that space, and he's so good at just finding some room around the top of the slot. And if he gets that chance, quite a lot of time he's going to do exactly what he just did. Yeah, and that's a classic example of it, Liam Webster.
Great shot, but that all started with the Doggies clear. They had the puck behind the net. They tried to rim it around the boards, but there was no winger there on the half wall. That allowed the Snipers to keep that in. found Webster. Nice little toe drag, just changed the angle, and I don't think Lefkowitz saw that one as it just went top shelf there to the glove hand side of the netminder. Here comes Lazzarato. So we have a 1-1 game, and as we said at the beginning, some of the best wins ever for a hockey team come when they're short guys, and this gives Liam and his team something to be proud of so far here in the game.
All through the Pro League, I don't think at any point the Dogs have ever been in a position where they were not at least tied up. So if the Snipers can get ahead, well, now they're going to have to kill and ice them by the look of it.
Yeah, so just a little icing there by the Snipers, and over the boards comes the top line there of the Dogs with Verjasov, Tashuma, and Ruddle, who have looked extremely dangerous.
An interesting thing to watch out for here, we've got Verjasov on his forehand in the face-off. Will he try and win it back, or shoots in the face-off? He throws the shot and tip it through.
Yeah, interesting as well, if you guys notice, Verjasov pointed to the left, right? So you're allowed to pick the side, and here comes Carpenter. Captain looking to trade goals, but that finds the glove of Kieran Brown, who stood tall in the net here for the Snipers so far in this game.
And the Dogs will get another chance, and facing off this time on Jasov's backhand. So his easy shot from here will be to play it across to his winger on the inside.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to find Tashuma, and he does. Shot deflected off the back there of Connors, and Sincata's able to get that up on the wall, but not out, as that was a pinching Trevor Leo. Puck now with Verjasov. Sincata steps up, and he's able to get that out for Lazzarato. So Lazzarato just tried to find Koenig, and he comes back with it. So Lazzarato shot, saved there by Lefkowitz.
Lazzarato been floating up and looking for that stretch pass for the last few seconds too as he came across the back.
Yeah, so here's Carpenter looking for Verjasov. Hit hard there by Connors and forces him to go back into his own zone. He curls. He looks across ice for Tashuma, but off the bench is Spencer Nave, who's just not able to collect it, and Leo finds Ruddle. So Ruddle on Connors now, winds up shot, and that deflects there into the left-hand side, and Verjasov now battling against Nave there on the half wall, finds Tashuma. He's got Ruddle in front of the net, unmarked, but Sincata comes in and steals the puck off Byron Tashuma there. But there's 3 Dogs down below the goal line. Tashuma finds it out to Ruddle, save, rebound, hit there by Sincata, and the save there by Brown there on the short side. But if you look there, look at that forecheck. 3 Dogs below the line. The Tashuma kicks that over to Verjasov, who found Ruddle, and then Verjasov had one more swipe at it.
Dogs want to be a bit careful they don't overcommit in that situation, because if the Snipers get out behind them, there's a lot of Dogs down below that goal line. They're not going to get back in time to fix it up.
Yeah, so face off here, won by the Snipers, who are just looking to get that out, and that won't have enough to go for icing. So Casey Minson will collect that and take that behind his own net, being watched there by the young Spencer Nave.
And with just under 20 seconds to play, we're all tied up at 1 goal apiece.
So here comes Joyce. Last rush here for the Doggies in this period. Joyce over the blue line, winds up, blocked there by Suber, comes out, shot, saved by Brown. We've said that a few times tonight, that's for sure. And Bennett able to keep that in, much to the dismay of the Snipers, but in the end it will mean nothing.
So at the end of the second period, we are all tied up, 1 goal apiece, with a beautiful shot by Liam Webster late in the second. 29 shots from the Dogs to 12 for the Snipers, but it doesn't tell the full story. Short bench for the Snipers. The third period is going to be the one where it will get interesting for them, because the fatigue in their legs will start to wear them out a bit. This is the long break. They're going to get 10 minutes. I think they're going to get an ice cut, and they'll get 10 or 15 minutes to recover. So that'll play into their hands, a little bit of a break for them. Rossi, your thoughts on that second period?
Yeah, great period. I mean, the Snipers were able to weather the storm early on, where I think there were at least 2.5 minutes of straight Doggies pressure. But, you know, they got their chances, and there were a few times that the Doggies were looking for those stretch passes. The interceptions by the Snipers gave them some opportunities. And for Austin Lefkowitz, I mean, he hasn't seen much of the rubber. It's hard for him to stay in the game, but that goal by Webster, you can't blame him for that one. He didn't see much, lots of traffic in front, and that was just a hell of a shot to the top left there.
He absolutely concealed the shot too. You didn't see it coming. It's not like some big slap shot wind up where the goalie's got half an hour to work out what's going on. That was a shot from absolutely no warning with a lot on it. So great play there, Webster. And we've got ice cut now. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the third period.
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
Welcome back to iceHQ Ice Rink here in the Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, for the resumption of the round one, game one of the iceHQ Pro Summer League here in the Reservoir. It's the game between the Dogs, the CCM Dogs, and the Snipers. Currently all tied up at 1 goal apiece. 1 goal in the first period with a Michigan by Kahu Joyce wrapping around the back of the net, picking the puck up, being a little bit clever with it and entertaining the crowd, that's for sure. And in the second period, Liam Webster struck back for the Snipers with just 3.5 minutes to play with a fantastically masked little snipey shot. Absolutely living up to the name of the Snipers with Liam with a snipe from high slot and getting past everyone and stealing the goal back. Shots on the net so far for the Dogs 30 and Snipers just for the 12. So in terms of the battle of the goalies, the Snipers goalie there is doing a great job, isn't he, Gossie?
Yeah, for sure. Kieran Brown's done an amazing job, none better than that. An absolute desperation save on Vadim Verjasov, who's been buzzing around. He's had quite a few opportunities. He himself tried the Michigan after Kahu, but was unsuccessful. But Liam Webster, he'd be proud of his guys going in here. 9 skaters on the ice versus a full bench there for the Dogs. They're going to get a rest, and this is exactly where they would want to be at the beginning of the game. They take this as a win, going into the third period, fresh sheet of ice, a little bit of time to just relax. Let those young players as well on the team know that we've got a shot. And just before this third period, I do want to make a little correction. Josh Van Douwen. He's actually in Amsterdam right now, so it's Cy Lake who's been number 14. So I do apologize, Cy. I've been calling you Van Douwen the whole time. Special shout out to Logan's father. He was messaging me on Messenger saying, "Gossie, you've got this one wrong." So sorry, Cy. You've been having a hell of a game. Keep that up, and I'm sure, Josh, you have a little bit to work up to when you get back from Amsterdam.
The other question, of course, Gossie, for anyone listening in, and that's those of you out there on the internet watching this live stream, is there was a drinking game that was played last Pacific season, and every time Gossie mentioned the word squirt, apparently it was considered an opportunity. And we knew about it, and we thought it was pretty good. And Gossie didn't get at all self-conscious about it, did you, Gossie?
No, not at all. I mean, I think it was Eric Ballner who called it out as well. Probably a better drinking game would be when I say for sure, because I basically say that anytime you say anything. But Carl, I think going into this third period, Captain Carpi, he's going to just want his team to be a little bit cleaner. Probably get the forecheck going, force these snipers to use all that's left in the tank.
Well, this is the best contest they've had. I think Verjasov's missing Burke. He's always, where Verjasov really shines, he's got great puck handling skills and he's really good at carrying the puck, but he does tend to carry it a little bit too much and get corralled into the corner, and the Snipers are just driving him away. And he's really missing Jamie Burke and that opportunity to go for that pass cross ice, which really was Burke's signature move. Yeah,
if you looked at just that there, you had Ruddle, Verjasov, and Tashuma just huddled up, and you saw the hand signal. They want to get the puck deep and start cycling it, because they've had quite a few opportunities where Ruddle's being open in front and just not able to get that ahead. So there's Ruddle battling on Subert, and Subert will collect that puck now and send that up the half wall, but intercepted there by Verjasov. In shoots, and he hits that wide open shot there for Verjasov, and Ruddle collects it now. So that was another glorious opportunity to start a period there for the Dogs. But Trevor Leo will send that deep for Tashuma. So here's that cycle that they were talking about prior. Verjasov with it looking, fakes the shot, brings another one. Kieran Brown with the save, and that's going to bounce out there for Lazzarato. He's there with Cy Lake. So here's Lake, who's going to send that deep, looking to get around Carpenter, but Leo got there first. Tashuma with it now on the half wall, looked in front, but that goes off the back of Ruddle. There for Lazzarato, backhand shot, saved by Lefkowitz. Cy Lake now gets that back to Connors, who just sends that deep, but there's no snipers there, and that's going to allow Captain Carpi to collect the puck and take that through the neutral zone.
That's beautiful goaltending there. Those sneaky little backhanders are really hard for a goaltender to read.
So here's Verjasov twisting and turning, taking that puck deep. He was looking to backhand that into Stringer, but a nice defensive move there by Sincata. Puck comes out now, Ruddle battling there with Sincata, but Sincata comes out with it. So here's Lockie Sincata 1-on-3. He just gets turned back there by Stringer, which will allow his team to change. And out comes the goal scorer for the Sniper, Captain Liam Webster, who sends it on the half wall for Gallagher. Gallagher cycles that back down into the corner, but he's chased there by 2 dogs. And that was a centering pass there by Stringer, intercepted by the Snipers, but the puck comes out here for Bennett. Bennett cycles it deep for Robertson. Robertson battling there with Connor. Robertson kicks it there, but only as far as Subert. And the puck now comes out for Webster. He's got Gallagher out there, but Casey Minson able to just keep that away from the young Snipers. So here we go, stick taps and all. Justin Dixon on the right side, takes it behind the net, wraps around. He's got Robertson looking for him, but intercepted there by Subert. Subert with nice little stick handling, finds some space just over the blue line, but that's knocked there by the Snipers. And the Snipers just almost caught again for too many men there, but the Dogs now will collect that and reverse it into their own zone. So here's Minson here out with Ryan Bennett. Minson just looks to bounce that off the wall, but just missed Fisher. And Robertson will be forced to battle there with Subert. But Robertson, nice twisting and turning. He looks in front, looked for Astafia, but that just bounced off him. And Lazzarato finds Koenig, who will chase in hard on Lockie Walls. And he'll just box out Koenig and allow his goaltender, Austin Lekowitz, to put the oven mitt on that one.
We'll get to see how the Dogs set up their defensive face-off again. And for those of you watching coming up through the grades of hockey, look at where the wingers set themselves up and what they do on the drop of the puck for the Dogs.
Smart play by Walls, but out for Lazzarato. He just fans on that and they'll cover up. So just back to that last play, it was a great play by Lockie Walls there. He noticed that he had a Sniper hot on his heels, and he just decided to, take the space and allow his goaltender to cover that up, because he could have been plastered there on the boards. And here come the Dogs. So here's Fisher. It's 2-on-2. So Campbell and Fisher here on Sincata and Connors. Fisher finds Astafia. Block comes out. Here, Kahu Joyce shot, save Brown, rebound shot, scores! Kahu Joyce, his second of the game on a second or third opportunity after Kieran Brown made a couple. He chipped that over the goaltender's pad, and it's the Kahu Joyce show as the Dogs are up 2-1.
It's an interesting decision. We were discussing the movement of Kahu Joyce. He normally plays defence, but Jamie Burke moved him up into forward and wing. And that's paid dividends with him managing to bury the puck twice in the net.
That's a real tough one if you look at that. So Kieran Brown made the first save, made the second. It just bounced nicely to Kahu, and Kahu got the shot, and acrobatic again. Kieran Brown diving across. It just went off the top of his blocker and found the inside of the post just as the net was coming off. But we've got a 2-1 game, so the Snipers will have to come back again. And the Dogs are in a familiar position here, leading in the third period.
Webster just tried to chip it through there on that face-off, just trying to sneak one past Kahu.
Campbell looks over for Fisher. Fisher battling hard there with Connors, and Kahu there to help. And that was a nifty little move by Fisher. He tried to just move it with his hand, but he found his own teammate, and that's a hand pass.
The rule there for those of you who are not quite sure about it, you're allowed to hand pass in your own defensive zone, but if you're an attacking player, you're only allowed to drop the puck with your hand.
Yeah, there's a lot of debate on that one. I mean, I understand the rule. It's been the way that it is for quite some time, but some of the people that want to increase scoring in the game would argue, like, if you allow it in the defensive zone, why don't we just allow it all the time, right?
Could make the goal bigger if they want to increase scoring.
Yeah.
We'll just get rid of goalies.
Oh, man, then there'd be no fun. The goalies are the best players on the ice. Let's go. All righty, Ryan Bennett here for the Dogs with a 2-1 lead here. 12 minutes remaining in the third. Liam Webster wins that puck, but wasn't able to find Logan Gallagher. And here comes Tashuma. So we got the big line here for the Ducks, and boom! Subert showed Tashuma that this is a full contact league, and Minson tried to lay the body there on Nave, but he was able to have made that one. So here comes some of the physicality after that big hit by Subert, and out comes Logan Gallagher. Nice little move, but nice little stick check there, and Gallagher just throws Minson down on the ice, and Liam Webster comes through, and as he touches the puck, we have a penalty here for interference. As
he's going to sit 2 minutes for that one. It was
a bit
slightly
late.
questionable, a little bit late on the check.
Yeah, you can hear Robbie Love there saying the puck was nowhere near him, and you laid him down, but that's the type of play that the Snipers need, getting a little bit physical. Logan Gallagher be a little bit unlucky on that one there, but no doubt the puck wasn't anywhere near him at the time of the hit. and the Snipers now will go on the penalty kill. But as you mentioned last time, had quite a few opportunities down a man, so we'll be hoping to get a shorty, as we're at 0-2 so far for the Dogs.
That said, it's certainly not what they need. They don't want to be giving away penalties at this point.
Yeah, so you got the speed of Verjasov as he cuts through. Nice little chip, looking for himself, finds the middle, intercepted there by Sinkata, and he sends that down the length of the ice as Lefkowitz comes out to play the puck.
So with that 1 goal deficit, the Snipers don't want to be running the clock down. They've got to be aggressive, got to get on the front foot.
That's for sure. So here comes Carpenter through the middle, and a little deflection there for Robertson, and that's a high stick. So that'll kill a few seconds off the power play. By the time the puck drops, we'll be sitting at about 1 minute remaining until Logan Gallagher comes out of the box.
So let's not forget too that every second the clock ticks down deprives the Snipers of opportunities to get that goal back that they need to get back in the game. So currently 2-1 to the Dogs, with just over 10 minutes to play in the third.
Yeah, so here we go. Byron Tashuma over to Fisher, just bobbles it and he's forced back. And Stringer playing back on defense, which we've seen many times, comes in with some legs. Takes that wide, curls behind the net, finds Fisher on the half wall to Walls with the shot, and that one just goes wide. But Kahu Joyce there collects it. He's got Stringer, who he just swaps with. Joyce sends that through, and that comes out. Here's Lazzarato on a break, short-handed shot, and that just goes wide. So that's his second short-handed break there for Paul Lazzarato, and out comes Lockie Walls the other way. He drops that there for Fisher, who's got Walls deep down. Now gets that down to Walls behind the net. Over there to Tashuma. Tashuma's got Stringer on the point, looks for him, just misses him, and just in a little bit of a race here with Webster, and just could do enough to prevent Webster from getting a clear break. So we're back to 5-on-5 now, and Fisher takes the shot, blocked there by Sinkata, and here comes Logan Gallagher, fresh out of the box, over the blue line, nice little move, winds, shot, and that was blocked by Captain Carpy. So here's Jack Carpenter behind the net being watched there by Spencer Nave. Carpenter able to curl away though, and he'll send that off the wall and out. Brought back in by Verjasov, who curls and gets a little bit of speed. Now into the zone, winds up, shot, and just wide.
This is where the game's going to get interesting for the Snipers. They used a lot of energy in that penalty kill. Certainly Lazzarato with a couple of runs down the ice. That takes a lot out of your legs.
Nice little pass there over to Carpenter. Carpenter with the shot. That goes wide again, but Trevor Leo is there. Leo sends that deep. And that was Fisher that was supposed to be there in the corner, but Sinkata got there first. So here's Sinkata with a nice little move with speed now into the zone. Wine shot into the chest of Leo, battling his Webster, and Leo able to find Campbell, who gets it out for Ruddle. So Ruddle 1-on-1 on Cy Lake, back checking there, save, rebound, comes out to Verjasov, shot blocked, and that goes into the corner. So battling there is Connors, who gets that up and out. And with Trevor Leo near that puck, icing is waved off as Logan Gallagher watches his ex-Ducks teammate Trevor Leo.
Gasov's got to be thinking, what can I do to get a goal around here? He's had a lot of opportunities, but hasn't been able to convert yet.
Captain Carp gets it over to Ruddle on the forehand, save, scores! Ryan Ruddle! Captain Carpy sends it over, and that just squirts through the goaltender, Kieran Brown. And I don't think Ruddle saw that in, but that's a tough one for the Snipers. They're
just starting to run out a little bit of legs, and those opportunities opening up behind them, and they're just not quite able to get the defensive muscle back that they need. They've got to throw caution to the wind, and that's what they've been doing, the Snipers. But when you do that, of course, you open up opportunities, and there you go. And Ryan Ruddle, he's the man on the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, well, this line for the Dogs have been all over the net, but they haven't been able to find one. And usually when that happens, with all these great scoring opportunities, it's always an ugly one that breaks the duck. And here comes the Dogs with a 3-1 victory here, with a 3-1 lead here as they lead their way towards victory with 7 minutes here left in the third period. Let's see what the Snipers have to push back. Here's Subert with a shot into the breadbasket there of Austin Lefkowitz.
Really got the tip in by Lazzarato. He was just in the right place, just trying to deflect it down low. It was a good shot through traffic. Certainly the right option, and Lazzarato just not quite able to connect on it, but in the right place, doing the right thing.
Well, we said the third period would be where this game was won, and the Snipers look a little bit tired, but they can leave it all out now with 6 minutes remaining. So let's see what they have. And the Dogs deflect that, and that'll go all the way down the ice. And icing is waved off as Connors just was taking a little lazy Sunday stroll out into the back. So he'll take that behind his own net.
You can blame him for that one, Gossie. These boys will be nailed.
Oh, 100% there, Carl. So out comes the puck, and Subert's going to chase in that on Bennett. We just tried to send that back, and Lefkowitz saw enough. He's going to cover that up. He knows every save is one step closer to his first victory for this Reservoir Dogs, who would be looking to continue the streak and make it, if I'm correct, 17 in a row.
It's a pretty commanding record they've got as a team. They go undefeated, but the Snipers have given them a hell of a run so far. And 2 goals, 5 minutes. It's not impossible.
There we go. So face-off won by Kahu Joyce. Out in front, Snipers looking there.
Did you see that from Liam Webster?
Yeah.
What a magnificent move. He just gets that little sneaky poke through and then a shot right from the face-off, right through the goalie.
That's the old going hard to the net, right? There was a battle in the face-off, and he just went hard to the net, and the puck came out, and he was looking to go between the wickets of the American, but Lefkowitz able to make that save. So here's another face-off. Joyce against Webster, and out comes through Fisher, and he's tripped down, and the Dogs will be going on to the power play the minute that Sincata touches this puck.
You might have noticed that the Dogs goalie immediately left the ice. That's because in that situation, it's called a delayed penalty. If the penalty is called on the Snipers, they can't touch the puck. Or rather, as soon as they do touch the puck, the penalty is blown up. So they're not capable of scoring a goal. So in that instance, the Dogs pulled the goalie. Now, they didn't get very much time on it, but it gave them the opportunity to go 6 on 5 for some time. It's quite a clever play, so you cannot be scored against.
So 4 straight penalties to the Snipers, and so far the Dogs are 0 for 3. Let's see if they can break the goose egg on the power play here late in the third.
Well, a lot of that will be fatigue too from the Snipers. The penalties are getting more as they get tired.
So here's Ruddle on the half wall there. He's got Carpenter. Carpenter finds it. Dixon's in front of the net, unmarked. And Dixon now goes behind, then over to Ruddle, and he swings and misses. And it looks like we're going to have another penalty to the Snipers. Out comes Kahu Joyce with Lefkowitz on the bench. So 6 on 4, and Carpy just gives it right to Logan as he wants the 5 on 3 and as much as he can for that matter. So
what happens now is the Snipers will have a 3 players against 5 for the Dogs, which is a very difficult situation. It's not impossible to defend against. They'll have that for about a minute, and they'll set up a triangle in front of the net and try and defend that space and keep it clear. I don't think we'll see much in the way of breakaways. But then again, look who we've got. Liam Webster, never discounting.
Yeah, Troy Robertson and Captain Carpy on the points here for 1 minute of a 5 on 3. So here's the captain, Jack Carpenter, finding Robertson, who takes that wide. He's going to put that into the middle, winds up, down low there for Ruddle. Ruddle walks through, bringing everyone through, takes it behind the net, trying to break up that triangle you spoke about there, Carl. On the half wall for Vrajasov. Back to Robertson, shots, and that just missed, but that squirts out now, and that's going to go down the rest of the ice onto the goaltender, Lefkowitz. We'll leave that for Robertson to collect. So 30 seconds left on the 5 on 3. Vrajasov has it, looking in front for Fisher. Fisher over the blue line, just going to allow his team to set up, send that over to his captain in Jack Carpenter. Carpenter now walks in, looking, trying to find a shooting lane, sends it back to Robertson, which handcuffs him, and that's going to force the Dogs to touch up. Here comes Vrajasov, though, through the middle. Vrajasov, nice little move, and a poke check there by Brown sends that into the corner, and Gallagher is able to get that to the line, but not out. Carpenter sends it on the half wall, and the first penalty's over. So 5 on 4 as Spencer Nate comes out of the box. Vrajasov, over to Ruddle, shot, and that goes wide as he looks skyward. Vrajasov now in the corner, circles back. He's got Carpenter on the point, looks for Robertson, but a stick lift there by Lazzarato did not work. Robertson will skate hard to the point and keep that in. Robertson down to Ruddle. Ruddle over across, looking for Carpenter. That's going to circle around, and Robertson just not able to keep that out with 30 seconds remaining on the power play here for the Dogs. So the Snipers have done a good job so far. They've defended 4 straight penalties, looking for their 5th, but they're down 3-1 here in the 3rd period.
It's been a great penalty kill display by them. They've put themselves under a
Stringer,
lot of pressure, but they've
shot
done an
blocked
extraordinary one
by Tashuma, his own man, and here comes Stringer now with it. Stringer down to Tashuma. Tashuma in the corner, reverses it over for Fisher. Lockie Walls there on the point, collects, winds, shot into the glove there of Kieran Brown. And with 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining here in the third period, we'll have a face-off there to the left. And just so you guys know as well, the last 2 minutes, if it is a close game, we keep that down to stop time. So for these last 1 minute 30 seconds, we will have so plenty of time for the snipers to get two. So here comes Minson on the point, sends it in. That just bounces wide into the corner as Fisher looks back to Bennett. Bennett sends that in, and here's Kahu Joyce. 2 goals for Joyce, a Michigan and a nice little backhand. Able to collect that, and here comes Koenig. So Koenig and Lazzarato just bobbles that, and with that, probably the chances there for the snipers to come back in this game.
Speaking of that, they have chosen not to pull their goaltender at all, the snipers, which is a little surprising given the margin. But they've chosen not to do it.
Yeah, so here you go. So the puck goes all the way down, icing waved off, but Lefkowitz will leave that for Minson, who's back first for the Doggies. So down here to 42 seconds, the Dogs, battled pretty hard here by the snipers. They put on quite the effort for the bench that they had, and lots to be proud of for Liam Webster and his team, but still not enough to beat the reigning champs.
With 35 seconds to go. They do have an opportunity from this face-off. We have seen Webster set up goals from this situation. He's quite handy at that. With a 2-goal margin and just with 35 seconds to play, they're going to need to score from this face-off if they're to have a chance at all.
And there's a face-off win, as you mentioned. Sincata over to Subert, but that squirts into the corner. Set in front, and that's hit. And Bennett just knocked that away from his goalie. I think Lefkowitz wanted to catch that one. But out to the point here, Subert with it, reverses it, looking for Webster. Lazzarato sends it in front, but a nice stick there by Lefkowitz. And here comes Kahu Joyce, 2-goal man, finding Tashuma. Kahu looking for it, but Tashuma took the shot instead, and that was a save there by Brown. So 5 seconds remaining here for the game. And with the buzzer, Doggy fans can rejoice from the 2-goal performance. The Michigan, Kahu Joyce, player of the game, if you ask me, did it all. And the snipers will go home with the same result they had the last time they were on this ice against the Doggies with the loss. Yeah,
they will too, but they played particularly well. I was a bit surprised though. They didn't choose to pull the goaltender in the last couple of minutes despite that 2-goal deficit, and even with that leading face-off. So at that point in the game, you've lost. You may as well throw caution to the wind and chuck 6 on and see what can happen.
Yeah.
They chose not to do it, but an inspired choice by Jamie Burke. We normally see Kahu Joyce playing in D, moving him up forward. Paid off tonight. I think everyone's going to be watching that and thinking that was unexpected.
Best part of the
good move there by Jamie, coaching the Dogs to put Kahu up forward, and the result, and obviously the result there with his 2 goals.
Best part of the game of hockey is the handshake line, and nothing more than better than watching the 2 goalies chat. You could see Lefkowitz. He had a big smile for Kieran Brown. Kieran Brown stood on his head and gave his team an opportunity to win. 36 saves in his debut here for the Snipers, and Liam Webster with a goal for the Snipers, tying the game there in the second and giving them some hope. And Captain Carpy starts off the way that Captain and now Coach Burke left the team, and the Dogs still the team to beat here in the Pro Summer Hockey League.
Absolutely. So we'll wind this one up now. We'll be coming back in about 15 minutes for Game 2 of Round 1, and that will be between the Inferno